Have you ever wondered how to prepare healthy food that actually tastes good? Well, stay tuned while Avita Tizano, Brenda Kemp, and yours truly, Nice Collins, show you just how to do it and give you a taste of paradise.
My name is Avita Tizano.
And my name is Brenda Kemp, and we're so glad you joined us today.
We are going to be doing collard green wraps today, my very favorite recipe.
Wait a minute, Avita. Are you telling me you're going to make a collard green wrap out of a raw collard green?
Yes.
Aren't these tough?
Yes, they are tough, but you have to do a couple of things with them before you eat them this way. So let's begin. We start out with a collard green leaf, and we take the stem off, and then we shred the spine of the stem a little bit.
And why are we taking off the spine?
Because the spine is really woody and it's tough. So we take the spine off so it will be more edible.
I see.
And then we break the spine. Just break it like this. Now, to make it make it a little more tender, yes, we're going to marinate it.
Okay, and what do you marinate it in?
We're going to marinate it with lemon juice, olive oil, and salt. So let's read the recipe. For the collard green marinade, it's a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and a pinch of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the salt, and we're using mineral sea salt today, and the lemon juice, and we just mix it up a little bit.
And again, this is going to make the collard green tender?
Yes, it will be. So you base it on the back side, and then you turn it and you base it on the other side. And this will, you put it in the refrigerator, and it sets overnight.
Okay.
So all of these ingredients on here will make it tender.
Okay.
Okay. So we have one that we already did. So this is how it looks.
That is tender.
Yes. So now we're going to do what goes inside.
Okay.
First, we're going to do a walnut taco meat recipe.
Okay.
For this, you will need 1½ cup of walnuts, 1½ teaspoon of coriander, 3/4 teaspoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So let's begin.
Evita, is that a food processor you're going to be
Yes,
using?
it's a Cuisinart. This is one of my favorite tools to use.
And what about these walnuts? Are these raw?
Yes, these are raw, and they have been soaked overnight. And what happens is that when you eat nuts that have not been soaked overnight, they have enzyme inhibitors. So it makes it hard to digest. So you want to soak them overnight and rinse them. Yes. So we begin with 1½ cup of walnuts. And then we have liquid aminos, which is like a soy sauce recipe, substitute.
And what is that?
This is cayenne.
Cayenne pepper.
Coriander. And this is cumin. And then we process.
And how long should we process?
Oh, until it starts looking real kind of grainy. So we're finished processing it. Don't that look like
Meat.
like meat? It smells so good. So can you get the things ready for me for the next recipe? And we're going to clear off this station. So the next recipe that we're going to do is the macadamia almond cheese. 1.5 cup of soaked almonds, 1/2 cup of soaked macadamia nuts, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 tablespoons of chopped onions, and 1/2 cup of water. So let's begin. So Brenda, hand me the walnuts. These walnuts have been soaked overnight, and the benefits of soaking nuts again overnight is because they have enzyme inhibitors. And to make them more digestible, you want to soak them overnight and rinse them. So we have raw almonds that have been soaked overnight, and these are macadamia nuts. And also soaking them makes the cheese a little more creamier. We have nutritional yeast, lemon juice, some sea salt, and some onions chopped, and 2 cloves of garlic. Now let's process this. Oh, I forgot the water. Here you go.
And Evita, what was the purpose of the yeast flakes again?
Yeast flakes makes the cheese cheesy flavor, and also it's really high in B vitamins as well. Okay, and this is going to be a little hard to blend, so we're going to have to use the damper. Now, this is our cheese.
It smells cheesy.
Yes, it's wonderful. And this won't give you any mucus. You know, it also won't give you any migraines. And it's yummy. It's really, really yummy. Now, let's get ready for the next step. We have all the ingredients done. We're going to stuff the burrito now. Stuff the collard green wrap. So let's clear off everything. Okay, so what we need for the stuffing is the macadamia nuts. Could you get me the walnut meat? And we need the
collard green.
We need the collard green. And the lettuce, tomatoes. Okay, I need a chopping board. Could you chop this while I put everything else together?
I'll be happy to.
Okay, and Brenda, I need the spatula. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the avocado, the onions, and the tomatoes.
Let me just ask you, Evita, do I need to keep the seeds from the jalapeno pepper?
Well, you can. If people don't like it really hot, you could take the seeds out, but I like it a little spicy. So I'll keep the seeds in. So we have a collard green wrap that has been marinated overnight, and we start off with the macadamia nut cheese, and we spread it on the collard green. And
Does it matter which side you spread the cheese
Well,
on?
I do it on the back side. It makes it easier to wrap. Then you take a little bit of the taco meat and put it in there. And are you finished with that
Just
jalapeno?
about.
Let me grab a little bit of that. We don't want too many big pieces, but we want to have it pretty fine. And then we take some of the lettuce and the avocado mixture. And this is a little tricky. So we fold the wrap, and then we fold it this way, and then we roll it. And this is our burrito. So I have a finished product. This is the collard green wraps, which I love. I bring this to church, and Brenda, everybody goes crazy over them. And you don't have no guilt. No cheese in it, no meat in it. It's just wonderful, and it's light and it's refreshing.
I can't wait to taste them.
Yes, why don't you have one?
That's delicious.
So today's recipe was collard green wraps.
So fresh and so clean. Let us start the detoxification process. What are we talking about? There's this big craze going on right now. Everybody's trying to detoxify. They're trying to clean here and clean there. And I'm not talking about their houses, which would be nice, but I'm talking about their bodies. They're putting stuff in, stuff is coming out. They're scrubbing here, stuff is going there, and it's just a mess. And everybody wants to feel fresh and clean. So how can we do that? Today, we're going to share with you a couple little tips that you will find a blessing. A lot of people this program is backed by popular demand because everybody wants to know how to clean the system. Everybody's taking this pill and that pill. We're using this machine and that machine and scrubbing here and nothing seems to work. All they want to do is clean out. So the question is today, what are we trying to clean out? Not the house, not the car, but they're trying to clean out the body. Many people always shared with me that, hey, I've been eating this way for so long, and I want to live a new lifestyle. I want to appreciate the simple food. I want to receive something better, but I need to clean the body out first. And I mean, they may be onto something, and it's true, because when you make a new start on life, you want to kind of wash away the things from the past. That's the same message we all know. Clean the things away from the past and then move forward. But however, do we really need to do some of these extreme things to clean out the body? Or can we do it naturally and almost at no cost? That's what we're going to learn today in So Fresh and So Clean. But the issue is, what are we doing? A lot of times we're using many strong pills or maybe machines or maybe procedures. Actually, one of our clients some time ago shared with me, she used to do this cleanse. A matter of fact, she used to do it once a month. She got so addicted to it, she started doing it twice a month. And she said, one day I started to feel very faint and very weak and tired, and I didn't know what to do. And she said my head was even spinning. And what we found out when they ran her to the emergency room was that she cleansed so much, she was actually causing another problem. It was her electrolytes. They became unbalanced, or she had an electrolyte imbalance, and as a result, she was causing other problems. How could this happen? A lot of the cleanses that we do are actually removing a lot of the things that are actually necessary for us. So, what do we need to do to avoid those removal of the items that are necessary for us? We just have to do things the way the Lord instructed us to do it. And I have a very new, simple tip. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking twice about sharing it with you all because it's going to be in one of my upcoming books. So if I tell you this secret remedy on how to detoxify the body, I know some of y'all will probably take it and make your own book out of it. But no problem. It didn't come from me. It came from the Lord. So you can use it as much as you want. Get your pens, get your papers. You're going to write this down. This is one step in cleaning out the body. Are you ready? Here it is. Write it down. The first step and the only step that you need in cleansing the body is don't put in what you want to wash out. All right? Did we get that? Let me repeat that one more time. Don't put in what you want to clean out. This is the first and only step to detoxifying the body. A lot of times you don't need all of these other things to clean stuff out if you just don't put in what your body doesn't need. It's that simple enough. I know, I'm sorry I didn't come with a new secret herb that will clean the body, or do this medicine, or do this or that, and this will clean out the body. It's that simple. If we don't put in the things we want to clean out, many people say, well, what could it be? They say maybe it's cheese, or sometimes I need to get the chicken out, or they tell me the beef stays in the system too long and I need to wash those out. Well, here's the rule. Just don't eat it anymore. And then the problem sooner or later will go away when we use the natural things that God has given us. It's as simple as that. I know water is good and exercise is good. Y'all are already doing that. You don't need to hear that anymore. You see, the thing is, if I give a quick shortcut and take this pill or this herb, then a lot of times, even myself, I was guilty of it because I used to do all these cleanses and stuff like that. I would go and eat all the things that I know wasn't good for me. But because I knew I had that special herb or that special pill back at home, I'll eat all the stuff, eat it all up, and then I'll come home and I'll go, and then you know what happened. You have to run to the restroom and number 2 time. I don't think I need to explain that anymore. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. And so as a result, I found a shortcut, and I didn't solve the problem because I kept going back and eating the same things that wasn't good for me. So let's solve the problem and just don't eat it to begin with. And what we can do, if there are some things that need to be cleaned out, let's do it naturally the way the Lord wants us to. There are certain foods and veggies that the Lord has given us that will start to go in the system, remove the things that shouldn't be there, but what it will do, it will bypass the good things that God has put in there. Had a chance to work with one client. She says, oh, I did this super cleanse, and in the first week, I lost 5 pounds. And I said, well, that's probably true. Why? Because when we do these heavy cleanses, we also remove some of the normal flora, bacteria that God put in there to protect us. And he puts almost 5 to 6 to 7 pounds of it. So I said, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I said, what did you have to do after you did the cleanse? She said, I had to take some bacteria. Well, the reason why she has to eat those bacteria, the acidophilus and all of these other items, is because she took it out to begin with. Man can't improve upon God, so whatever he makes will never be the same. So let's leave what God has put in there, and let's go ahead and let's use some of the bias cleansers that God has given us. So today, by popular demand, we are going to do my favorite recipe, and it's called the Tropical Detoxifying Fruit Salad. And it's really simple. All you need is 2 kiwi, 1 mango, 1 pineapple, and 1 banana. I think everybody has that in their home already. If not, just run to the local store. In our other recipes that we used to do, we used to use papaya because papaya is also good for the digestive system. We used to use, other items. Not only that, we used to use apples. You remember that old saying, an apple a day will keep the doctor away? Well, check this out. An apple a day will keep you going and getting that stuff away, if you know what I mean. So go ahead and enjoy the apple and enjoy all those items, but we're just going to use some special fruits that God has given us that will take care of these items naturally. And so all you need is 1 nice pineapple, and this time I did a better job of picking it. It's nice and ready to go. I already went ahead and demoed one, but I'm going to show you how to do it because I don't like dishes, all right? So I like to go ahead and cook in a certain way. I use like 1 plate for everything, and I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about because you probably do it too. And so I'm going to actually use my pineapple today as my bowl for my tropical detoxifying fruit salad. So all you need to do is take a nice, good, sharp knife or something of that nature. You go ahead and you grab it. You put it right in the middle because we still want to use it as a bowl. And the first step in digestion, it has to be appealing, okay? It has to look good. So make sure you get it straight down the core. I know it's going to be a little challenge to cut it, but if you have a good knife, that shouldn't be a problem. Straight down the core so you have even sides to your pineapple because those will turn out to be bowls. And there you go. Oh, man, that pineapple is ready. It's more than ready. And it's real simple on how you do it. You just go ahead and you cut your way through it, make a nice little bowl out of it. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but I just want to share with you how you can go ahead and do that. You cut it down the middle. You cut it into pieces just like pineapple chunks, and this pineapple is amazing for you. It has bromelain. I mean, this is good for people with digestive tract problems. It's actually one of the stomach's best friends, alongside of that with potatoes and papaya. Anybody ever heard of persimmons? Persimmons is fantastic. And if you ever get a chance, cashew fruit. They don't have it here. I'm trying to buy all the cashew fruit farms so I can go ahead and bless the whole world with it. All of those are good friends of the stomach. So what you'll do is you gut that out. You'll take these pieces out. I already took some out for you, and I cut it into pieces. If anybody's still buying pineapple chunks, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's no pineapple, but you can have your own pineapple chunks, and it's real simple from the other ones that we did. When you cut it out, as you see there, you just cut up your own little chunks there. Sometimes people throw away the core. You can throw away the core you want, but I remember this old thing that we used to do. If it went in rough, then more than likely it came out smooth. If you don't know what that means, then we'll talk about that in another program. But actually that fiber is actually good fiber, but we just don't want nobody choking. So that's my little disclaimer. Please don't use if you're going to choke or anything of that nature. And then when you're done with it, when cleaning it out, I'll just move this over. You should have 2 pineapple halves, just as you see here. Those are nice and gutted, nice and clean, a nice little bowl there or a plate for you to do it. And this is fantastic when you have friends coming over. They can see a little way or a little creative way. So even if you're not a chef, because I'm not a chef, I just know how to eat and I know how to cook to eat, you can do that and they'll think you're a chef. So go ahead and use that. What we're going to do, we're going to take a banana here. Okay, we have our banana because this is the other fruit. Bananas are fantastic. Everybody knows it's high in the potassium and good for both number 1 and number 2. What I mean by that, for those who have diarrhea or constipation, bananas help because it works as a balancer. It's like a buffer in the system. So you'll enjoy that. So you have your banana there. You cut that into nice little pieces. Put that in the bowl. Whatever works best for you. But also, a lot of people know bananas for potassium, right? So start eating your potassium now. I remember this, actually, when we were doing a rotation in the emergency room, one lady came in, and her blood pressure was running high, and the doctors were doing stuff to her, and they put her on like an IV, potassium something. And the funny thing was, she was like, no, I don't want no medication. Don't give me no potassium. She was like, go ahead and give me a banana. You know what the doctor said was the funniest thing I ever heard? He said, ma'am, it's too late for bananas. You had a chance to eat bananas when you were out there. Now you're in here, you're going to take what we give you. So watch this. I know a lot of people don't like medicine. No problem. Please, number 1, however, follow your doctor's instructions. If the doctor told you to take your medicine, take your medicine. But while you are alive and well and still kicking, eat your potassium. So, God forbid, we won't have to deal with the same situation as that young lady who ended up in the hospital and then wanted bananas all of a sudden when her blood pressure is too high. So it's too late then. But let's go ahead. So we have the bananas. Another item that we have is the mangoes. Mangoes is very good. Remember we talked about being fresh and clean? Not only will the pineapple start to clean you out, the bananas will help balance things, but the mango as well, the mango as well is very, very good. Also for the skin. A lot of people don't realize that. They just think, oh, it's just sweet and stuff like that. But no, it's good for your skin. It's also good for the cholesterol. This thing is amazing. I know they talk about Adam and Eve ate off of the tree and they probably ate an apple and stuff like that. I think they probably had a mango because this thing is so sweet, anybody would do it. But we know they weren't searching for the sweet fruit. They were searching for knowledge and wisdom. But God has given it to us. If we just listen, we don't have to suffer. So let's go ahead and choose the good foods. So what you do is you cut your mango and you end up in pieces like this. I already did that for you. You add that to the rest of the salad here. This is very nice, very nice. A matter of fact, I'll say this quietly. A lot of times, real quick, a lot of times diabetics, they're recommended not to eat fruits. And this is true because the fruits will, increase that sugar a little bit. But did you know that as a result, a lot of good things get the blame? I don't know why, but anything goes wrong, oh, it must have been the apple, it must have been the banana. I don't really think that's a major problem. The problem is the cake that we probably had, maybe the white bread that we ate earlier, or the white rice and peas or beans or whatever however you had it. That also increases the sugar. So then when we eat those foods and then we add the mango and the bananas and all of these other fruits, the sugar will go high. But who gets the blame when there's trouble? The good guys. And everybody says, oh, I can't eat fruits, because it's going to make my sugar go high. But that's not the problem. The problem is all of the other things that we're eating. But if your doctor says so, please follow his instructions, his or hers. But what we're going to do, a matter of fact, 2 of the best fruits for diabetics, all right? Now, don't tell nobody, are actually mangoes and bananas. These are 2 of the best items, and you can look it up and study it for yourself. But the problem is how we use the mangoes and bananas. A lot of times we eat the banana when it starts looking like a zebra. You know what I mean? It starts getting all these stripes and stuff like that. That time is too late. The sugar's high, it's starting to ferment, and that's not the time. We should buy the banana just when it's right there at yellowish green. As soon as it goes from green to yellow, eat it. That's the best time to eat it. Don't wait till it starts looking like a cheetah or something like that. The mangoes, okay? Mangoes are also good for individuals who are dealing with different ailments. But the problem is we wait till that mango sits in the corner of like the kitchen and it starts smelling like the Caribbean. You know what I mean? It gets really soft and you just smell. And then here's the next problem. Not only do we go and eat it at that time, because what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to buy it when it's nice and tender. As soon as it starts getting just a little soft, eat it at that time. Don't wait till it gets juicy. And a lot of times we don't just eat one. We buy like 3 or 4 of them, and we wait till they're just right, and the whole corner of the kitchen smells like Jamaica or Trinidad or something like that. And then what do? We go and we grab the 3 or 4, and we just eat, and just stuff dropping all over our bodies and stuff. We're eating too much, and we're waiting too late for it. So go ahead and get it. As soon as it goes from hard to nice and tender, then that's a good time to eat it. So enjoy the mangoes, but please follow your doctor's instructions. And there's only 2 other items that we have here that we're going to add to this detoxifying salad, and it's kiwi. We all know kiwi. Kiwi is fantastic, excellent for the immune system. Also, it has what is known as soluble fiber. Let me repeat that. A lot of times, we all remember fiber, like the wheat and stuff like that, is indigestible, right? Because it swells up. That's why you get full when you eat like a whole bunch of brown rice. But when you eat white rice, you don't really get full, and we'll talk about that another time. But it has what is known as soluble fiber. So this goes ahead and breaks down, and it helps to clean the body and stimulate the immune system. So we're going to put some kiwi in here. Oh, man, this is looking good. I'm starting to enjoy this. And then we'll take the pineapple and put that in here as well. Also good for people dealing with, as I said before, digestive tract disorders. And then I'm going to get a nice little spoon. We're going to mix these items up and just mix it there. Don't worry about the mess or anything. The only thing is that those bananas will turn brown sometimes. So you take a little bit of that pineapple juice that you have from your fresh cut pineapple, and you rub that, or you put that right over there, no worries. And then you have this ready for the family, and everybody can truly be fresh and clean inside and out. God bless you all. Have you ever...
Salt. And we're using mineral sea salt today. And the lemon juice. And we just mix it up a little bit.
And again, this is going to make the collard green tender?
Yes, it will be. So you base it on the back side, and then you turn it, and you base it on the other side. And this will, you put it in the refrigerator, and it sets overnight.
Okay.
So we take the spine off so it will be more edible. And then we break the spine. Just break it like this. Now to make it make it a
tender?
little more tender, yes, we're going to marinate it.
Okay, and what do you marinate it in?
We're going to marinate it with lemon juice olive oil, and salt. So let's read the recipe. For the collard green marinade, it's a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and a pinch of salt. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the salt.
Have you ever wondered how to prepare healthy food that actually tastes good? Well, stay tuned while Avita Tizano, Brenda Kemp, and yours truly, Nice Collins, show you just how to do it and give you a taste of paradise.
My name is Avita Tizano.
And my name is Brenda Kemp, and we're so glad you joined us today.
We are going to be doing collard green wraps today, my very favorite recipe.
Wait a minute, Avita. Are you telling me you're going to make a collard green wrap out of a raw collard green?
Yes.
Aren't these tough?
Yes, they are tough, but you have to do a couple of things with them before you eat them this way. So let's begin. We start out with a collard green leaf, and we take the stem off, and then we shred the spine of the stem a little bit.
And why are we taking off the spine?
Because the spine is really woody and it's tough. These ingredients on here will make it tender.
Okay.
Okay, so we have one that we already did. So this is how it looks.
That is tender.
Yes. So now we're going to do what goes inside.
Okay.
First, we're going to do a walnut taco meat recipe.
Okay.
For this, you will need 1½ cup of walnuts, 1½ teaspoon of coriander, 3/4 teaspoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So let's begin.